If you're looking for any help you can get with the CPA exams, then you're going to find this video series very valuable. In this video, we're going to cover tip number 1 of 31. It's the difference maker that has nothing to do with studying. Now in this video, we'll go over tip number 1 of 31, and after you can go and access the full guide that has all 31 tips in one place at superfastcpa.com/free. So tip number 1 is to make the all-in commitment. And that might sound completely cliche and very boring and unhelpful, but let me explain what I mean. Fully committing can be the difference in passing or failing these exams. What I mean by this, first of all, you need to embrace the grind. Valuable things take a lot of work, and finishing the CPA exams is no different. Getting the CPA is the most high leverage thing that you can do for your career. But it's going to be a very long, hard process. It's going to be a huge struggle. And there are going to be more days than not that the last thing that you want to do is sit down and study. It's very difficult to sit down every single day and grind through 2 to 3 to 4 hours of studying, and to make sure that every minute of that studying counts, that you're getting better, you're learning the material. It's very easy to just kind of zone out, pretend or tell yourself that you're watching a video lecture and nothing's really going in. There's a lot that goes into active study methods versus passive study methods. We cover those in a later video. The overall message is that you need to just embrace the fact that this is going to be a hard journey, but very worthwhile in the end. You need a plan that works and that you follow every single day. You need to have a study plan where you know that you're making progress every day as long as you sit down and execute the plan. And again, we'll go through some of the elements of what makes a successful plan in a later video. The next step is ABS, to always be studying. You need to be willing to give up your favorite time wasters until you've passed. This comes in many forms. Again, as you sit down each day, let's say that you've gone to the trouble of waking up early to sit and study, or you've stayed after work to sit and study. Everyone has their favorite time wasters. And so there's kind of an emotional release to, okay, before I study, I'm just going to watch one YouTube video, or I'm going to check Facebook for 10 minutes, or I'm going to look at ESPN and just read a couple stories. And you know how that works. It kills your motivation, and you've ruined a study session before you know it, which is one entire wasted day of opportunity of moving towards your goal or your ability to go in and pass the section that you're working on. Especially if you're working full-time, you really need to be militant about taking advantage of every single time that you have time to sit and study. Whether that's looking at review notes on your phone or your main study session, whether that's in the morning or after work. You need to be able to instantly get into that session in the first 5 minutes, start off productive, and stay productive through the entire study session. Now, inevitably, you will have bad days where you just screw up. You cannot let that turn into 2 or 3 bad days or an entire week. And that gets into your study windows, how far apart you've set your exam sections. If you set them too far apart, then it's easy to kind of tell yourself, okay, one single day doesn't really matter. Your overall strategy comes into play. How far apart you set your CPA exams, when you're going to study every day, what your study methods are, what your approach is. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself. We kind of hit on all this in this series of 31 videos. So go and watch the other videos if you haven't yet, or just go to superfastcpa.com/free. And this guide in the videos will cover motivation strategies to keep you on track. We cover time management strategies. We cover study strategies specifically. That's what makes up most of the videos in the guide. And then exam day strategies as well. So again, you can get the full guide at superfastcpa.com/free. You'll find it very helpful. Use these tips to formulate your overall strategy from the big picture down to your day-to-day, because that's really what it takes to tackle this thing, to pass all 4 CPA exams, again, especially if you're working full-time. You need to have an entire plan mapped out, and then you need to execute that plan piece by piece, which comes down to making every study session count on a day-to-day basis.